Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Ako si Jocelyn at ngayon ay pag-uusapan natin
ang wildfire sa California. So napakarami pong naapektuhan sa Los Angeles area at marami pong nawalan ng bahay, mga sasakyan at ari-arian at nakikisimpatya po tayo sa lahat po ng naapektuhan ng trahedya na ito.
The run as homes and buildings burned to the ground.
I mean, this is what's so crazy. If you can't even see the sun. It is completely black.
To break out, and still the biggest by far, is unprecedented.
Evacuate now from the area of Palisades area. Those not in the evacuation area should shelter in place. Evacuation order for Palisades.
Neighbors say they saw a man on a bicycle with a blowtorch. He was driving up and down the blocks with this blowtorch, apparently trying to light trash cans with tree debris on fire. At one point, trying to light a old Christmas tree, a dead Christmas tree, on fire. Neighbors fearing that he could start, of course, another fire, deciding they had had enough, that they were going to step in. They followed this gentleman, and that is where two neighbors finally decided to detain him. They had zip ties. The LAPD arriving a short time later, that this person is believed to have been tied to the Kenneth fire. Neighbors now here being credited with potentially stopping another wildfire from starting. The idea that this person may have started the fire.
This fire appears to have started in the foothills just north of the Pacific Palisades themselves. The Palisades, if you've never been there, is this sort of idyllic community, very secluded, well outside the hustle and bustle of downtown LA itself, nestled between the Pacific Ocean, the mountains to the north. Malibu is to the west, Santa Monica is to the east. A lot of celebrities live there. There are no options. You are literally surrounded by mountains which are on fire, and Palisades Drive is the only way out. From her follow-up post, there is also only one road in and out of this area, and this was the road. Nowhere else to go. This is the emergency route.
Which is your house?
Yeah, this is our house. Backyard's on fire. I'm out of here.
Oh my gosh. So what happened? Is there anything we can do to help you, sir?
You can take these paintings, I guess. I can't ride with these.
You might have been tempted to ditch it and go on foot because of the gridlock. And this is what lots of people did. And that created a new problem. Permanent, unmoving gridlock, which makes responding to an emergency impossible.
Preventable kaya ang pangyayari na ito at kung merong dapat managot, sino po kaya ang pwedeng mag-take ng responsibility?
Governor, I live here, Governor. That was my daughter's school, Governor. Please tell me what you're going to do. I'm not going to hurt him, I promise.
I'm literally talking to the president right now to specifically answer the question of what we can do for you and your daughter.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it.
I'm sorry. There's literally, I've tried 5 times. That's why I'm walking around to make the call.
Why is the president not taking your call?
Because it's not going through. So
Why?
I have to get cell service.
So let's get it. Let's get it. I want to be here when you call the president.
I appreciate it. I'm doing that right now.
Everyone who went to school there, they lost their homes. They lost 2 homes because they were living in one building another. Why was there no water in the hydrants, Governor?
That's all literally.
Is it going to be different next time?
It has to be. Has to be. Of course.
Did you hear at the beginning of that soundbite, he said, I'm literally talking to the president right now.
He lied.
He just told that woman. That woman is talking about that's her kid's school. They've lost everything at the school. The school is gone. And she is in distress. And what does he do? He lies to her.
Just flat out lies.
How many people has he lied to this week?
He lies all the time. That's the whole thing with him. And when you look at, Brian is so right about all of these progressive states and cities. You even go all the way to New Orleans and see what the mayor did. You don't know the different assets that you have to protect the sidewalk. That's what's happening in California. And the Republicans have to take this moment as an opportunity to show effectiveness. I think Ron DeSantis, the governor of Virginia, should go to California.
Governor Beshear of Kentucky.
And show them how it's done. Bring your resources there. We heard the president of the United States talking about generators. Why didn't y'all have generators already staged if you need them? The military planes, okay? Brian brought up an interesting point yesterday about them flying through the smoke. They're just now getting the military planes there. Why didn't y'all have those pre-staged? And then Ainsley, we can't leave out that the mayor wasn't there.
Well, exactly. And all these celebrities are now speaking out. That lady, that frustrated lady, was on with Jesse last night. And Jason Bateman's sister, what's her first name? Justine Bateman was on, and she was so frustrated too. And this is James Wood. Because remember, President Biden said he blamed this on climate change. James Wood says this fire is not from climate change, you ignorant blank hole. It's because liberal idiots like you elect liberal idiots like Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass. One doesn't understand the first thing about fire management, and the other can't fill the water reserves.
Well,
reservoirs.
Across the board, there's been a failure to figure out, to pre-plan, to pre-position. Karen Bass, the mayor out there, she declared a state of emergency and then she flew to Ghana. And it's like, okay, there's going to be something.
17 hours.
There's going to be something that's going to change the arc of this city forever. And what is she at? She's at a ceremonial inauguration. From start to finish, all the way from the local neighborhoods right up to the top guy, Joe Biden. They got to figure out what went wrong. The mayor does not like being pressed. Why wasn't there water? Why didn't you pre-plan? Why'd you cut the budget? There's a little bit of what went on yesterday out in the City of Angels that was angry at her.
We're almost 48 hours after this fire started. There's not resources up there. The hydrants aren't working. Where's the National Guard? Where are miles and miles of water tenders? How are we addressing this?
Well,
Your reaction?
First of all, you asked me, was I frustrated by this? Of course, because we all know that this has been an unprecedented event. We also know that fire hydrants are not constructed to deal with this type of massive devastation, and that the number one problem, especially on Wednesday, was the fact that we weren't able to do the air support because of the winds. And so, of course, I am absolutely frustrated by that. I am not sure that is correct, that there are no resources up there, but rest assured, as soon as we are done here, I will follow up on that.
I will say this. I'm wondering
sure.
how many flights were grounded because President Biden was going to Los Angeles to visit his great-granddaughter. So that has to be investigated, too. Did you clear out the airspace that could have been used? How did the president get in?
Here's the thing, too. We learned a lot after Katrina, right?
Yeah, we did.
When you had that hurricane that went into North Carolina, no one was expecting that. But in California, you do expect wildfires.
Right.
They happen all the time. So when you're the mayor, you would think you would have the proper tanks. The tanks would be filled to the brim. They're saying they were, but are they? Were they?
They didn't have enough.
And they didn't have enough, so you build more. It's just like what happens in New Orleans. After the hurricane came through, they built up the levee system. They fixed it.
Well, she also said that the hydrants weren't properly staged in a way that could sustain a fire like this. You're in California. Why wouldn't you have that universally in the state if you're at risk? Right. I know that this is different from L.A. They haven't experienced anything like this in L.A. before. But there's always the risk, which is why the people try to get the insurance as a result of that.
Salamat po sa pagsubaybay sa aking YouTube channel. At kung meron po kayong katanungan or komento, i-post lang po sa comments section below. Salamat po sa lahat. I hope everyone is staying safe and have a great day.